So while we're still waiting for the other attendees, we request everyone to um, refer to the attached photos in the Zoom chat and change the background to the official background. Thank you.
You and I, we're never gonna rest. Keep up the dream like it's life or death. And you and I, we'll never giving in, never giving in, never giving in. And you and I, we're never gonna rest. Keep up the dream like it's life or death. And you and I, we're never giving in, never giving in. We're never giving, never giving.
So that was one of our sponsors, Teresa Marble. Um, so while we're still waiting for others, we would like to recognize first our past president, architect Mike Guerrero. Hi, Sir Mike. Okay, busy yata Sir Mike. Let's try talking to our new members. Hi, architect Keith Adrian Cruz. Hi. We'll be starting the program proper in 15 minutes. May gusto bang kumausap sa akin, guys, sa mga inductee natin?
Tahimik nga ata nila, Aki.
Kami na lang kakausap sa'yo, Jason.
Hello?
Pansinin niyo.
Malungkot ka ba ngayon?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Ted. Tayo na lang mag-usap.
Hello? Pag-uusapan natin.
May we also request everyone to turn on their cameras.
Okay, sabi pakipatay yung ay, sorry.
I had a dream that someday I would just fly away. And I always knew I couldn't stay. So I had a dream that I'd just fly away. I've been on my own for a minute. Is it only me out there? Searching for the standing on the line I was given. People stare and ask me why I'm here. No one seems to think that I fit in, but I don't wanna be like them. No, 'cause I don't wanna be like them. 'Cause I know that I had a dream that someday I would just fly away. And I always knew I couldn't stay. So I had a dream that I'd just fly away. Oh, oh, I fly away. No one knew how low I was feeling. I was scared to reach for it all, knowing I was here for a reason. But I was scared that if I tried, I'd fall. So dream that I just fly away, away. Oh, 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 I fly away. Oh, 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 I fly away. 'Cause I had a dream that someday I would just fly, fly away. And I always knew I couldn't stay. So I had a dream that I just fly away, away. Oh, 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 I fly away.
Billboard, baby, do a leap and make them dance when it come on. Everybody looking for a dance floor to run on.
If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way I like. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
I'm one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it. I'm still levitated, I'm heavily medicated. Ironic, I gave him love and they end up hating on me. She told me she loved me and she been waiting. Been fighting hard for your love and I'm running thin on my patience. Needing someone to hug, even took it back to the basics. You see what you got me out here doing? Might have threw me off, but can't nobody stop the movement. Let's go. Left foot, right foot, levitating. Pop stars, do a leap with the baby. I had to lace my shoes for all the blessings I was chasing. If I ever slip, I fall into a better situation. So catch up, go put some cheese on it, get out and get your bread up. They always leaving you far, but you run together. Weight of the world on my shoulders, I kept my head up. Now baby, stand up, cause girl, you
want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, down to awesome. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket, watch it blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, that's my ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight. You're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. We get out almost every night when that moon is big and bright. It's a supernatural delight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine natural side. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight.
In the stillness of the night, each person's hope to realize his dream continues to smolder even in sleep. A dream of a brighter future. A dream of a cleaner world for our children. A dream to fly high. We see you. This is our vision, that together we soar. The Filipino families' needs for their living and working environments are fast evolving. Every step you take, we are there to offer solutions. Our continuous innovation is underscored by our steadfast commitment to support you in your efforts to improve your homes and workspaces. Our facilities adhere to the highest standards in the industry. Our zero-generated wastewater program is the first of its kind in the Philippines. A closed production system for minimal dust dispersal ensures a cleaner environment. We value excellence, and our people are proof of that. We provide lead-free, low VOC and odorless products that contain innovative ingredients to improve their performance. Products with antibacterial protection technology ensure that your family is shielded from potentially harmful organisms. We feel you. We have created strong international partnerships to give you products with your convenience in mind. Like paint with Teflon surface protector technology for walls that are easy to clean. We hear you. For the rainy season, our water-based roof paint will protect you, and you can rest in the knowledge that you and your loved ones would be safe in a dry haven when the heavens pour. We understand you. We have a heat-reflective roof coating. It keeps surface temperatures cool, which brings down your energy costs. Our water-based paint provides excellent hiding. You need less, so it saves you time, effort, and money. We care for you. We are one with you in building a cleaner environment for your family. We gave the world the first air cleaning paint with crystal-active photocatalytic technology. We share the Filipino spirit of wanting a better future for our families. We celebrate your milestones with you. Whether together or apart, as long as you are aspiring for a better tomorrow, we are there at your side. And we are committed to the country's future generation. We are one with you. We support deserving students and provide them with a means for an education. even our country's wildlife. They too need help. We support you. Across the nation and beyond, we continue to explore new horizons with cutting-edge technology providers. We tirelessly offer you the best solutions to every unique situation. In all aspects, we strive to think ahead of you, the Filipino family, and provide answers to your questions and needs on the home and workspaces that you inhabit.
Na, kamusta? Hi.
We are explorers in our world. We are innovators in our craft. We have been your partners since 1953, and we are committed to continue understanding and serving your needs. Because we are Boyson.
Again, we'd like to thank Boysen for being our major sponsor for tonight's event. Before we start, we'd like to um, share with everyone our house rules. Please kindly observe proper online meeting etiquette. Mute at all times if you're not recognized to speak. Always turn on your respective video cameras throughout our online meeting. We expect everyone to be in their formal attire. Attendance and Zoom background is provided in the chat box. Lastly, please stay seated and present until the end of our event. For our respective name format, Zoom name format, for past presidents, please change your username to pp_your name. For our members, member_your name. For our inductees, inductee_your name. And for our guests, chapter_position_name. Speaking of guests, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of UAP National Office, of UAP D member, Architect Ariel Bobis, UAP Alabang Chapter President, Architect Rachel, and Shanghai Chapter President, Architect Herbie Ricato. Thank you for joining us tonight. Also from Parañaque, Palanyag, Architect Misael. I hope I'm saying it right. Misael Cuneta. Of course, we'd also like to welcome our inductees. Thank you for choosing Greenbelt as your chapter. And we are looking forward to seeing you more in our upcoming events. For our inductees, I believe you should have already received your kits for today's induction. Has everyone received their kits?
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine.
We would also like to thank again our sponsors, our grand sponsor, Boysen, our major sponsor, Teresa Marble, minor sponsor, Zahir Carpets, and Joanne. We also would like to acknowledge the presence of our National Executive Vice President, Architect Richard. Hi, sir. Welcome.
It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't need control. I fly so high, no ceiling when I'm in my zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. Under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel the good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. So just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling, yeah. So keep dancing. Oh, yeah, yeah. I can't stop the.
For our inductees who haven't received yet their kits, um,
I can't stop the. I can't stop the. I can't stop the. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel the good,
your
good
kits are
creeping
on the
up
way.
on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I
Oh,
shouldn't do, but you
sorry.
dance,
For
dance,
actually for
dance.
everyone pala,
Ain't nobody
the
leaving
kits.
soon, so keep dancing. Everybody say. Can't stop the feeling. Got this feeling in my body. Ooh. After searching, trying to find you, I thought I
Also,
lost
the
my
reason
love,
why we are
but I never
not meeting
thought
face
in
to
a
face today, as we
million
all know, is
years
because of
that
COVID.
you would just walk
In line
right
with
up.
that, we would like to offer a prayer
Now that I
to
found
our
your
members
love,
and
I could
others
never
affected
let you down.
by COVID.
Even when the Nothing's gonna stop us now. Now we're glowing like a fire, illuminating from within. So we keep on climbing higher to the sky. We're going where we've never been. Ooh, now that we set us free, nothing's gonna hold us down. And even when the times get rough, we'll never lose the fight in us. You and I, we're never gonna rest. Keep up the dream like it's life or death. And you and I, we're never giving in, never giving in, never giving in. And you and I, we're never gonna rest. Keep up the dream like it's life or death. And you and I, we're never giving in, never giving in. We're never giving, never giving.
Also, for everyone's information, we are now live on Facebook. So may we request everyone to please turn on their cameras. Also, may we kindly request everyone to follow the Zoom name format for tonight's event. Thank you.
Every night, every day, have about every lifetime. Yeah, I know what they say, and that's fine. Cause I'm here to stay through the good and the bad times. Baby, save me a space in your mind. Call me crazy, and people saying that we move too fast. But I've been waiting for a reason, there ain't no turning back. Cause you show me something I can't live without. And I believe, I believe, I believe when you hold me, it's like heaven coming down. I believe, I believe, I believe that you show me, that you show me. Everywhere that I go, feeling you all around me. Now that I got you close, I'm alright. Baby, I didn't know, but I'm glad that you found me. Cause I'm seeing the most in your eyes. Oh yeah, yeah. Call me crazy, people saying that we move too fast, so fast. But I've been waiting for a reason, ain't no turning back. Cause you show me something I can't live without. Oh yeah. And I believe, I believe, I believe when you hold me, it's like heaven coming down. Yeah. I believe, I believe, I believe that you
Good
show
evening, everyone. Pardon for the delay. We'll
you
be
show
starting in a few
that you
minutes.
show me.
Thank you.
You show me. Doesn't matter anymore. Now I got you here with me. Nothing matters any longer. Now I got you here with me. I think about you every time I lose myself again. I lose myself again. Cause you show me something I can't live without.
Before we start, we'd like to recognize our national president, Architect Don de Guzman. Hi, NP. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'd also like to recognize um, Architect sorry. We'd like to recognize Architect Jose Antonio Caniza. Thank you, sir, for joining us. We also recognize the presence of our UAP National Treasurer, Architect Jason Ha. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us.
everyone. We will be starting in a few minutes. We'll be starting at exactly 6:30 p.m. Thank you.
Nights flying down 10, nearly 2 a.m. Happiness begins. If you don't wanna see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm all good already, so moved on. It's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye? Though it took some time to survive you, I'm better on the other side. I'm all good already, so moved on. It's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Don't stop now. I'm not where you left me at all. So if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't show up, don't come out, don't come out, don't stop caring about me now, about me now. Walk away, you know how, you know how. Don't stop caring about me now.
Good evening, everyone. Just a quick sound check. Can you hear me sa Zoom po? Please comment po sa chat if you can hear me well. By the way, we are live from Joseph Tani. Di mo pwede sabihin.
Yes po. Audio okay po.
Okay, thank you very much for your responses.
Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight.
Good evening, everyone. So I hope everyone is having a good night, good evening, and I hope you've all had your dinners. So just for everyone's information, we have the kits and food out for delivery already. So we hope for those who have received them, you can also comment on our chat box so that we know the package has arrived well. And if not, if hindi pa po nakakarating, just pakiantay na lang po dahil medyo kasama po ang panahon. So, yan lang po. Um, so yes, I guess it's about time for us to officially start our program or our event for tonight. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the UAP Makati Greenbelt's chapters 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies for officers and new members. So I am Marian.
And I'm Jace, and we will be your MCs for tonight.
Yes.
Um,
Good evening.
this event's theme is entitled Resurgence, Revival of the Arts and Evolution of the Design Spaces.
All right, so I think my partner Jace from the other part of the world, live from Pampanga, has already mentioned the house rules of our evening of for the whole event. So please kindly observe proper online meeting etiquette. Please mute all the times if you're not recognized to speak. Always turn on your respective videos throughout our online meeting so we can see how good you look for tonight. We expect everyone also to be on your formal attire. Attendance and Zoom background is provided in the chat box, so please do comply with it. And lastly, please stay seated and present until the end of our event. So also, please do change your names in Zoom using the format flashed on the screen. All right, so to officially start our event, our program proper, let us call on, let us have a short invocation to be followed by the national anthem, the UAP March, and the Architect's Credo.
In the stillness of the night, each person's hope to realize his dream continues to smolder even
Sorry, I think we're having a little technical glitch.
Our Heavenly Father, the fount of all goodness and grace, the cause of wisdom, the source of intelligence, we welcome you, O Lord, to this auspicious gathering of your beloved, who continuously give you thanks for every opportunity to learn something new and become fruitful to the works of your creation. We humbly come to you, not because we are worthy, but because we find ourselves in need of you, who is our strength and our hope, to continue despite the challenges we face in health, prosperity, and our solidarity with one another. We pray that today's gathering, made possible by the grace of advancements in technology and social media, becomes successful in its endeavors, so we can offer it back to you as our humble offering to honor you, glorify you, and love you through our deeper connection with everyone. May we find bliss in today's session and become more productive children and co-creators of the earth. This we ask and pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
I shall work with this general objective, that I am accountable to God, to Mother Earth, to my country, to my fellow men, and to myself. I shall uphold the ideals and follow the norms and ethical conduct of this noble profession. I shall pursue moral and professional excellence to the utmost level of integrity, through industrious dedication and meaningful application to my work, that merits a reputation for quality of services, worthy of fair remuneration. I shall pledge myself to the highest standard of professionalism in relation to clients, colleagues, industry partners, and society. I shall dedicate myself to the pursuit of creative endeavor, towards the goal of enlightened art and science, generously sharing it. I shall respect the rights and works of my colleagues in the profession and confine my comments to constructive intents. I shall endeavor to do my duty in the protection of our common environment and the preservation of architectural heritage for the sake of the present and future generations. So help me God.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. For to formally start our program for the striking of gavel and calling to order, may we call on our immediate past president, Architect James Matthew Gonzalez.
Good evening, everyone. I now call this 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies to order.
Thank you, IVP Jed. For the roll call, may we call on our chapter secretary, Architect Jeshel Rubrico.
On behalf of the UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our guest speaker, Architect Jose Antonio E. Cañeza, MCP, our National Board of Directors, Architect Armando Eugene C. de Guzman III, FUAP, our National President, Architect Richard M. Garcia, our National Executive Vice President, Architect Rodela Cristeto L. Umali, our Area B Vice President, Architect Jonathan B. Manalad, our Secretary General, Architect Jason S. Our National Treasurer, Architect Alberto C. Dumlao, our National Auditor, Architect Michael T. Our Chancellor for the College of Fellows, our Regional B3 Council, and also Architect Romeo V. Binco Jr., our Executive Director for the Commission on Government and External Affairs, and also the presence of our Regional B3 Council, Architect Jaime W. Hermogenes, our Regional B3 District Director, Architect Ferdinand de la Paz, our Deputy District Director, our dear guest, Architect Rachel M. Malinaw from the UAP Alabang Chapter President, Architect Luis Nicanor V. Aguirre, UAP Makati Chapter President, Architect Janus Renan Mirazol, UAP Las Piñas Chapter, Architect Martin Almeda, UAP Cavite Chapter President, Architect Misael Cuneta, UAP Parañaque Palanyag Chapter President, Architect Jason P. Rivera, UAP Ayala Triangle Chapter President, Architect Herbert Recato, UAP Shanghai Chapter President, and Architect Joel M. Perino, UAP Fort Bonifacio Taguig Chapter President. And also our current Board of Directors for this fiscal year, headed by our Chapter President, Architect Beverly Glory. Also joining with us, our past presidents, Architect Mike Guerrero, Architect Jose Antonio Narciso, Architect Maria Angelica Fajardo, Architect Henry Yap, Architect Jose Francisco Juan Rivas, Architect Jose Francisco Catipon, and Architect Charmaine Triunfante and Architect Desiree Sivam. And joining with us tonight are generous sponsors from Zahir Carpets, our minor sponsor, Johanna Glass, Steel and Aluminum Contractor, and Teresa Marble Corporation, our major sponsors,
and to our grand sponsor, Boys and Paint Philippines, and to our 14 inductees, 40 members and counting, and to all other guests in attendance who are able to join us tonight. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Architect Jeshel. Next, may we call on Architect Ted Johnson de la Cruz, our Chapter VP Operations, for his welcome remarks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We are pleased to welcome all invited dignitaries, members, guests, and sponsors for joining us on this occasion, which marks the 36th founding anniversary of United Architects of the Philippines, Makati Greenbelt Chapter. Today, we celebrate an important milestone in Makati Greenbelt's history. Despite the numerous challenges our environment has to offer, our passion and professionalism help us all to come together as our chapter starts a new beginning. Every year, we welcome new professionals who will become the future foundation of our valued chapter. As they start a new journey with our support, we guide them with our knowledge and skills to further strengthen their relationships with our colleagues. We also celebrate the long history of our chapter from its humble beginnings. The continuous effort of our officers and members solidifies our intent to push forward and proceed with the legacy handed to us. I would like to express my special gratitude to Architect Jose Antonio J. Caniza for accepting our invitation as keynote speaker, to our UAP National President, Architect Armando Eugene de Guzman III, our National Executive Vice President, Architect Richard Garcia, our RUB Vice President, Rodelio Cristet Umali, our Secretary General, Architect Joey Manalad, our National Treasurer, Architect Jason Ang, our National Auditor, Architect Alberto Dumlao, to all district officers and to all national officers, to our sponsors, Pacific Paint Boys and Philippines, Terasa Marble Corporation, Joan Glass Steel and Aluminum Supply, Zahir Carpets, to our past presidents, officers, speakers, members, new members, and guests. Thanks to all of you by making this day as symbolic as possible. May all of you support our chapter's future endeavors as we experience more memorable and fulfilling moments together. Again, thank you and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Architect Ted Jansen. You're looking cool with your headphones. So this is the joy of having online events. So anyway, to proceed with our program, I will be introducing our keynote speaker for this evening. Our keynote speaker is a prestiged community planner, urban designer, and architect. He graduated from the University of the Philippines in 1991 and also from the University of Texas at Arlington, where he completed his freshman year at the College of Architecture and won first place for annual design competition. And then afterwards, he became a university scholar with the University of Cincinnati with a master's degree in community planning, specializing in urban design and historic preservation. He also has a rich history of professional experience from E.T. Caniza and Associates to Shear and Shear Incorporated as architect or urban designer, and also with Planning Resources and Operation Systems Incorporated as an urban planner as well, and also as an adjunct professor with the University of Cincinnati in the year 1997. And then eventually he joined Ayala Land Incorporated as a senior architect and urban designer. And presently he is with Alveo Land Corporation. He is a member of Ayala Alabang Chapter, United Architects of the Philippines, and also affiliated with Verde Green Building Council. So with a warm of applause, let's all welcome Architect Jose Antonio Estrella Caniza, MC.
Thank you. That was a very comprehensive introduction and very generous. I'd like to thank the Greenbelt chapter for inviting me to speak. I hope I'm coming in loud and clear. I hope I am. Uh, the last time I probably gave a keynote address, and the only times I give keynote addresses are during our parties at the office. So, and usually that's after a few drinks. No? If you will allow me to share my screen, I have a few slides to show. Let me try it. I hope you can see my slides. Yeah.
Yes, sir, we can
So,
see.
yes, thank you. Ted gave me a call about a couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago to invite me to speak. And of course, how can I refuse? The honor is something I could not refuse. However, when I saw the topic, I suddenly I thought twice, no, and because I'm not an expert on handling career development, I think that's more of an HR practitioner's field. But I guess I would like to share with you some of the learnings and some of the uh, I guess insights from a year and a half of being in a new normal. Of course, this continues to evolve. We hope that the new normal will be as similar to normal as possible. But really, how do we handle work-life balance? And how do we juggle our professional career growth if we are tackling so many things, pandemic, even the political situation. But really, how do we handle this when we are at work, when we are really not at work physically? So it's all online. So I think this has to do with, it's a consequence of being too central. Don't get me wrong, my training has always talked about a certain level of centrality downtown. That has always been the, I guess, the benchmark for urban planners, urban designers, is to always look at it from a centrality point of view. I know that Henry Yap is in this is part of the audience this evening. And early in my career with Ayala Land, I've had the opportunity to learn from Henry, being working together for BGC. But let me begin. No, who am I? Who am I? I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm I guess the difference between you and I is probably the years of experience, or maybe even the years that we've been alive. I'm an architect. That's my background. I have always been an architect. And I think urban design is something that is a specialization. It's just something that I have a passion for, urbanity. Cities. I enjoy cities with a passion that I cannot explain. I have been with the company for 24 years already, 6 years with Alveo as heading with the opportunity and responsibility to head the design team to guide their future leaders. And I guess Ted for a while was with us in Alveo. Unfortunately, I guess sa sobrang busy yata niya dito sa UAP, hindi niya na magawa yung ma-juggle yung work, ano. So I've been there for about a quarter of a century, a lifetime, basically. It's been a career. I'm married, I have 2 children, and I'm proud to say that my son has just graduated from UP, molecular biology and biotechnology. Don't ask me what that is. I don't understand it. My daughter is entering college, pursuing psychology. So, juggling all of this again with work, making sure that they get their uh, uh, education and hopefully launch their individual respective careers. I do many things. I run too much, I bike too much, I swim too much. So I've done Ironmans and half Ironmans and marathons. Believe me, I do endurance sport. And I guess the training doing overtimes and overnight plates led me to do all of this. But keyword was, I guess I'm retired, I'm too old already for all of this. My knees are ano. I play with two bands. Ted saw one of the bands in the office, and I'm telling you, this is another of my passions. So I try. You know, wala kami album. Pag may album kami, benta ko sa inyo. One thing that I think I may have in common with some of you is that I'm very anxious. I'm always nervous. I may not come across as an anxious person, but I am. I worry a lot. I guess siguro I'm a better actor so that I can hide this, but I always worry. In fact, if you put me in a plane to go to a faraway place like somewhere in the US, if that's a 12-hour flight, I am awake the whole time. I cannot manage my anxiety. And I hope that this evening you have something to drink on hand because it's a Saturday evening and we should be celebrating. You should be celebrating. But getting on to the topic, I have contributed in some of our more prestigious projects such as BGC, Nuvali, Ayala Triangle, in particular Ayala Triangle. It's something that I'm proud of. Vertis North. From an urban design perspective, the buildings are participants in a larger urban design exercise. So the assemblage, the organization, the role of how these structures play in creating an environment that is quite energetic, that is also valuable, and that is quite pleasing to the public. So I always believe as an urban planner and designer that the urban realm is the most important. It's the one that gives value to architecture. Now, sige, let's talk about how I managed work-life balance and career growth. There's no formula for this. Kanya-kanya to. I guess this is just a mirror of how I've been able to manage. Believe me, the first week of the lockdown, March 2020, I didn't know what to do. I was in panic. I made sure that my family was protected. I had to scramble to be able to be present to my team of about, at that time it was about 28. Now I have a team of about 32. So what is going on? What's going on, di ba? Nung in-announce ni Presidente Duterte that we will be in lockdown last March, everyone, all the fake news is quite worrisome that it's sort of like a martial law and we didn't know what to do. Everybody started hoarding sa SNR, sa grocery, food. People started, I guess, panicking in a way. Now, so how did we cope? So, pero it's funny lang that what happened last year in March is something that we were asking for. We were wishing for those things. Weren't we wishing for traffic to subside? We were complaining about traffic. I haven't heard about people complaining about traffic the past 2 years. Unlike pre-pandemic, syempre, lockdown. And then we also talked about wishing to have more time at home. And now, even if you don't want to be at home, you have to be at home. So, weren't we wishing? I was. Flex hours. This was something that we were talking about from a corporate level to allow flexible hours, working from home or remotely, to allow people who were at specific life stages, just gave birth, or parang as a consultant to the company, whether they're at home, traveling, or at the headquarters. So flexible hours. So these are the things that we were talking about 2019 and pre-pandemic. We were also complaining about too many meetings. I think we're still complaining about too many meetings now online. But the thing about meetings online, I notice, is that you observe your minutes more. The time it starts and the time it ends is more punctual than face-to-face meetings. Normally, face-to-face meetings, the reason why it extends beyond the hours, maraming kwento, maraming chismis, maraming side comments. So that's why too many meetings pre-pandemic. So the situation since then has been this. I think we all agree that because of the pandemic and due to the pandemic, we were suddenly thrust into the largest digital experiment of all time. Now think about this. What if this happened 15 years ago? What if this happened when there were no smartphones, when it was still dial-up? I think it would have been different. I think we would be in a worse state as far as the economy, as far as coordinating uh, the safety of your personal, of your families, and coordinating what you need from a personal standpoint, more so from a professional standpoint. We're lucky in a way, and I guess we should be grateful that we have technology to be able to even do this. Right now, I haven't been out of the house for the last month, but I still see people virtually, and it helps. And then, of course, the effects of work from home, from a physical standpoint, from a mental standpoint, and I guess from a relationship standpoint. I guess this will either enhance your family life, or you will discover new things about your family, whether you live with your parents or you're married, or if you're alone and you have to work out personal relationships online. That tests your personal relationships. One is working from home encroaches between professional time and personal time. You don't know the boundaries. There are no physical boundaries. Unlike if you were in the office, the moment you step out of the office, get into your car, drive home, or commute, or walk, that is the physical boundary between your professional time and your personal time. So it's funny that I saw the comic strip below that 5 p.m., the workday is done, time to go home. And then the swivel chair just, 360, nasa bahay na siya. So it's dangerous sometimes that you don't know when to stop. If you're always online, I'm still home. So the boundary becomes gray. However, I think that boundary is important. So there is also the D, as I mentioned earlier, it's a de-geography of geography. Because there are no physical barriers. Some people will have that. I've had a few consultations with some of my people in my team that they cannot seem to stop working because, as you know, work never stops. You stop working today, you come back to the office tomorrow, it's still there. It will never stop. Some of them actually have a difficult time shutting down, whether it's their computer or social media, and then shift from a professional to a personal time. Or you can call it different things, from a work mode to a leisure mode or relax mode. So be careful lang, be careful. If I may say, I think my superpower is that I can switch off anytime. And I think Ted is witness to that. When 4:30, our workday starts at 7:30, it ends at 4:30. They know that at 4:30, I sign off, I log off. They know that. Of course, the most serious of all of this is the mental health situation. And this is, I think, the silent pandemic, if I may call it that. Because if you look at these charts, especially the chart on the lower right, severe to moderate and mild to severe, moderate to severe and mild anxiety, depression, and insomnia spiked up during the pandemic. And if one of the leading industries, to be truthful, talking to doctors, one of the leading industries right now, and the ones who are making money, are mental health professionals. In Alveo, we have 3 or 4, as we speak, mental health professionals taking turns being present during the work week. So that's how serious the mental health situation is affecting people. And this is linked to many things. One of the main causes of this is actually the encroachment of professional time into personal time. Then you get anxiety, you get insomnia. A lot of people have sleep problems nowadays. Of course, on top of that is the worry about the health and safety of your loved ones. So, patong-patong. So how did I manage? Me. This is not a professional opinion. This is it from experience from the past year and a half. There has to be something else aside from your job. However, if your job is your something else and you're very passionate about it, and you log off at 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and yet you say, I don't need anything else. I don't need a hobby. I don't need TikTok. I just can keep on working. Remember that if you have loved ones around you, make sure that you're on the same page, that they feel the same way. Because what they may say is that, hindi mo na kami pinapansin kasi trabaho ka ng trabaho. You're always online and at work. Be careful with that. So personally, it might fulfill a need, but it might be affecting your son, your daughter, your wife, your parents, your loved ones. So make sure that you are on the same page. There is no such thing as work-life balance. There is no such thing, believe me. When you start your careers, you need to prove something at the start. And therefore, you may work extra hours. Don't naman work until 11 o'clock at night. You may put in the extra hours to prove yourself. There is something to prove. And your leaders usually take notice of that. However, if you're always at the office and you're not productive, but you go home at 8 o'clock, believe me, your leaders will also notice that. And they will tell you to just go home because it's unproductive anyway. Now, when you are more tenured or seasoned or experienced, believe me, it's not about you in the end. It's about the people who you are responsible for, especially their growth and development. And it's never 50-50. Your time is never 50-50. Remember that when you are at work, you are expected 100%. When you are at home, you are also expected 100%. That's fair, right? I always put this image in people's minds when you have to choose between work and professional or personal life. At the end of the day, when something happens to you, the office will always replace you. But remember who's beside you in the hospital bed crying. So it's not fair for you to give them 50%. Give them 100% also. So give your 100% at work, give your 100% at home. Nakakapagod yun, believe me. But it's what your loved ones deserve. And then as it's connected to my first, there should always be boundaries. Always. That's self-explanatory. This is how my boundaries were before pandemic. My day starts at 5:30. I have breakfast, I commute to the office. 7 o'clock, and Ted will attest to this, even if the workday starts at 7:30, I'm there at 7 o'clock having my coffee and answering emails and sorting things out. Lunch, and then my day ends at 4:30. I need to make sure that by 5:30, I am doing something, whether I'm resting or exercising, whatever, I do that. 7 o'clock dinner, family. This has been my pre-pandemic boundaries. Post-pandemic, it's the same. I only wake up later because I don't have to work. I don't have to commute to the workplace. I just walk to my work from home space, my desk. But it's the same thing. 4:30 ends, I make sure that I get my exercise in or do whatever before dinner time. But remember that there always should be something, anything. Scale model, cooking, marami nagpa-plantito ngayon. A lot of you probably have developed your cooking or baking skills. A lot of you have probably taken up biking. A lot of you or running, which is good. I think if you can add some more, go ahead. I showed you earlier who I was. So at 4:30, when I shut down my computer, I run for about 30 minutes or so. And then maybe I'll pick up the guitar and learn a new song for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Then I'll have dinner with the family. Then I'll relax na. Have my drink, relax, that's it. But here are the two stages of your career development. As a leader, these are the things that you should be worried about. And basically, as a leader, kasi there's still some growth, maybe limited, depends on how long you've been with the company. But this will drive your growth. Number one, be human. It's not always about work, huh? It's always about people. Number one, be human. You have to be real. You have to be considerate. I forgot to add here, you have to be present to your team. Be there. Be considerate because you don't know if they have to go home already at the end of the day. Diba? So you have to be considerate about those things. That way you earn their trust. It's not about you. It's not about me. If you manage people well, they will take care of the business. So as a leader, you're not supposed to really take care of the business. You're supposed to take care of the people so that they can take care of the business. Less worry. Remember, I worry a lot. This is one way for me to lessen my worry about the business. I worry about the people. Talk to them all the time. I have my weekly staff meetings. We have an agenda and we talk about house rules, but we seldom talk about projects per se. We talk about project learning. And then we talk about projects in the different project teams. I have a senior leaders meeting every week. That has no agenda. This is really finding out how they are, how my leaders are, and how their people are. And we talk about anything. But we make sure that we talk. Sometimes may agenda yon, but most of the time wala. We just talk. Make sure we're communicating and make sure our rapport is at a high level and we're on the same page. Always. Especially now na online. Ang hirap nito. But you have to. The goal really is to mentor them to become better than you. So this is the most difficult thing, especially for people who have egos. Throw the ego out the window. Hire people you think who will become better than you. That way, you have done your mission as a leader. Remember, it's not always about you. You have to trust your people. If you are unable to trust them, believe me, you will micromanage. If you trust them, they make a mistake, identify the mistake, you learn from the mistake, move on. But if they are and make sure that they are not afraid to make mistakes. And then give them more reasons to stay than leave. Si Ted, mas marami sigurong reasons to leave. But you give them reasons to leave, to stay than to leave. Now, as future leaders, those who are just starting out their careers, this is my tip. You have to ask a lot of questions. If you can ask 5 questions, ask 5 questions. Basta, ask questions. Which means that if you do ask questions, you have to listen and learn. Kasi if you're just going through the motions, di mo naintindihan, wala kang matatanong eh. You have to read and learn a lot. Whatever it is, read and learn a lot. Everything is a learning opportunity. You have to write things down, notes, write, not digitally, notebook, write, post it, make sure you write things down. You have to make sure you know how to communicate graphically. You have, the word here, draw, is wrong. You have to enhance your sketching and graphic communication skills. Do the research. All the great architects knew how to draw. From Le Corbusier to Frank Lloyd Wright, all the way to Frank Gehry, all the way to the late Zaha Hadid, they all knew how to draw and communicate graphically. You have to be thankful. We always say in Alveo that you always have to have an attitude of gratitude. Now, no matter what, you have to be thankful. And remember, number 3, write things down. Write things down that you are thankful for in the moment or for the day. Just make sure that you have an attitude of gratitude. And then tell a story all the time. When you present, and I think this is me, this is my weakness. And I think a lot of us, especially when you present to government or big developers or to bosses, to your leaders, when you present, medyo kinakabahan kayo. So the way to rise above that nervousness or anxiety, tapos nabubulol-bulol pa kayo, di ba? Blah, 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 ganyan. Tapos medyo sablay-sablay yung pag-present. Make sure you understand the story. There is a introduction, there is the main plot, and then there is the conclusion. Those are the basics. So what is next? And I'm wrapping up my presentation already to you because I'm only given a few minutes. What I think will happen is that this virus won't go away. And I think we all know that. We just have to learn to live with it. I think from an architecture and urban planning point of view, cities will evolve. Centricity will shift to smaller centers or business centers, even to our residential neighborhoods. So this, maraming tawag dito, may new urbanism, may blah, 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 na this was branded back in the 90s and 2000. But I think that our big cities will now slowly shift and be more and be less centric. Our shopping centers will evolve. That mall, the big box mall, if you've been in one of them lately, it's a sad elephant. It's just sitting there that does not generate any business, nor does it serve any purpose today. What will happen is that streets, as it was back in history, back in the early industrial to the industrial to the early 19th, 20th century, the streets will be the center of city life once again. And we're starting to see that now. Alfresco dining. We sort of know that Bonifacio High Street is the pasyalan ng bayan, di ba? And for the longest time, even if Makati had Ayala Avenue wasn't the center of city life because there was nothing on the ground floor. Travel agency, ano pa ba? That was Ayala Avenue before. Slowly, when content started taking over the ground floor, suddenly your street life was alive. So the streets will become the center of city life. This is a prediction that I think is quite bold. I think there will be a new renaissance after all of this of creative thought and art. A lot of people have taken um, cooking, painting, music, poetry, writing. When all of this is done, when we're back to as normal as we can be, there will be a new renaissance of creative thought and art. Right now, we're being taken over by technology, automation, etc. However, automation technology cannot replace our own individual creativeness. And of course, we will party like hell when this is all over. Do you all agree with my last point? I think so. So basically, that wraps up my my address to you. So I thank you for inviting me. It's my honor to be at your event tonight. I would like I'd accept questions, comments, or anything you'd like to share. If somebody's speaking, you're probably on mute kasi everyone's silent. Eh.
Okay.
Hello?
Any one of our members who would like to ask questions to Architect J?
Wow. It's either nobody understood or I was perfectly clear.
Mukhang very clear naman, sir. Kaya yun nila mag-tanong. Hopefully. Okay. Thank you, Architect J, for that wonderful presentation.
I'll stop sharing.
We would like to call on Architect Beverly Glory, our chapter president, to award the plaque of appreciation.
Hello, good evening, sir. United Architects of the Philippines, Makati Greenbelt Chapter, awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Architect Jose Antonio Estrada Caniza for being the guest speaker for the chapter's 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies for new members and officers, with the theme Resurgence, Revival of the Arts and Evolution of the Design Space, awarded on September 4, 2021 via Zoom conference, signed by Architect Beverly Glory, the chapter president, and Architect Jessiel Rubico, the chapter secretary.
Thank you, Architect Beverly. And once again, thank you, Architect J and Lisa, for that speech.
Thank you also very much. Thank you for this opportunity. And congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Next in our program is a message from our UAP National President. So may we call on Architect Armando Eugene de Guzman III, Fellow UAP National President. Hi, sir. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, there. I was trying to unmute myself. I cannot, di ba? Because the host is not allowing. Sorry. Okay. Good evening to the members of the National Board. Before that, no, I would like to first to our keynote speaker, Architect J. Caniza. It was a very interesting talk. Actually, yeah. No, actually, it's really very interesting. Right now, as we speak, we are in the National Board of Directors meeting, and I cannot stop but to really listen to you. No, it's very interesting, and congratulations. Of course, to the members of the National Board, the National Executive Vice President, Architect Richard Garcia, Area B Vice President, Architect Rodel Umali, Secretary General Dr. Jonathan Manalad, National Treasurer Architect Jason Ang, National Auditor Architect Albert Dumlao. So your Regional District Director Jimmy Hermogenes. Pasensya na ho kayo, lahat ng binabati ko kasama ko rin dito sa kabilang Zoom. Nasa board meeting din ho kami. So well, to the immediate past chapter board officers of UAP Makati Greenbelt, led by Architect James Matthew Gonzalez. Congratulations, of course. You will be switching the leadership, and to our incoming chapter board officers for this fiscal year, headed by Architect Beverly Glory. Definitely, you are all in good hands. So, committee member Freddy, nakita ko siya kanina rito. Hello, Freddy. And of course, our very sustainable past leader, our big boss, Architect Mike Guerrero is here. Sir Joey Rivas, I believe, is here as well. I saw him. Hi, Sir Joey, how are you? Yeah. And all the members of the College of Fellows, of course, past chapter officers, and of course, our friends and supportive partners in the industry, particularly now in this case, I can see Boys and Paints here. And of course, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to everybody. Well, personally, I just have to start this that I really found a good home in UAP, and for me, UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter, as you all know, in District B3, I believe you call it home as well. Well, our goal in UAP is, of course, this is a break from all our stressful, workload in architecture. And the goal here is to interact with our co-professionals, engage in meaningful discussions, both in the protection, of course, of our profession, and grow together as a family. Let's say increase our network of respect towards one another. And lastly, have fun. It's as simple as that. Pasensya na ho kayo, sandali lang ito, mga 3 oras lang tapos na ako. So a simple thank you is what I really want to convey everybody. And your selfless efforts in keeping our beloved organization vibrant, even during this trying times, is very much laudable. So maraming salamat. And of course, as we all know naman, we have the same goal for the profession. We are to uplift each other no matter what region you are in. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. And but whenever we put the word united, importante putting the word united first in our hearts and minds. And well, we collaborate constructively using this. And of course, we innovate for better service. And eventually, as I said, have fun doing it. Just have fun with UAP. That's my personal mantra ever since I started with UAP long ago. I was chapter president by year 2000. And, we really had fun. GMM, out of town lahat. Enjoy lang. Pero ngayon, hindi pwede. Anyway, of course, I have this personal mantra. And my personal mantra is after working hard, I work harder. That's the next one. Diba? There's no way to go. But after working harder, I play hardest. Well, it's evident in our national conventions, as you can see. Malamang maraming sa inyo naka-attend dyan. Diba? After all of our formalities, we really have fun. If I may quote some of the members of Arcacia and UIA, whenever they visit the Philippines and they attend our conventions, you know what they say? They say, you guys know how to party. Well, it's a simple thing that, my simple answer is we need the balance. And that balance is the balance from the stressful lives of the job we chose to undertake. Kanina nadinig ko yung mga sinabi ni Architect Jay Canisa, even the mental health. Grabe talaga. Everything is very ambiguous. Everything is really nakakatakot. Well, our corporate thrust for this fiscal year is servant leadership, unity and diversity, and of course, member first policy. And it definitely strikes a balance. As we all know, we are servant leaders the day we accept this mandate. And in our get-together now as architects, we immediately upheld na kagad our unity in diversity. Alam naman natin na we sometimes disagree, but that's part of the process, as our goal is for the betterment of the majority, which imminently veers to putting members first. Just like what our late past national president has upheld until his last few days on this world, no? And he really did put the members first because the UAP is the general membership are the ones who give life to this organization. Well, we will have simple projects for the organization. Joke lang ho yung matagal, maiksi lang ho yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. But we will have simple projects for the organization with the UAP natin as a fulcrum. Diba? Very simple, UAP natin. UAP, atin to, UAP National 10. So, down the line, we have UAP Connect, UAP Protect, UAP Cares, UAP Lead, UAP Jobs, UAP Search, UAP Join, UAP Brands, UAP Event, ayan, UAP ETC. So those are the projects. At napapansin nyo, yan yung color natin sa UAP. Because that's also increasing our branding as architects. Whenever you see that color, that's UAP. And of course, next in line is, alam naman natin during this pandemic, as mentioned nga kanina, nakikinig ako mabuti kay Architect Jay Canisa, isa sa mga pinaka-importante natin is yung Kumustahan Forum. Importante, nagkukumustahan tayong lahat. Kumusta ka na? Halimbawa, si ating MC, no? Si yes sir, kumusta ka na? Ilan na nang natanim mo mga, gaano ka plantito ka na, di ba? Something like that. So those are things that we need to know, di ba? Ano na niluluto mo? Nagpalit na tayo, di ba? Marami sa atin, chef na ngayon. Well, this is a good platform, no? Wherein we need to tap at each other's back and saying that everything will be okay. So next is, of course, yung health na yon na sinasabi natin, di ba? Give us UAP jobs. Right now, as we speak, alam natin maraming mga ambiguities, nakakatakot. And you know, after 6 weeks, just 6 weeks, a total of almost 1,000 jobs was posted in UAP jobs in Facebook. We have a Facebook page with UAP jobs. As you can see, that's the branding. No? That's one of the UAP natin. At nakikita nyo how architects wants to help architects as well. So next is, of course, we have our meaty webinars, significant and timely discussions and trainings. And this is part of the PDC, Professional Development Center, wherein it's powered by the 3 R's approach. Ano yun? Reach the members, record the webinar, and replay to the district and areas for free. Importante rito, kumbaga, bawas-bawasan natin ng konti yung Netflix at damihan natin ng konti yung webinar. Pero syempre, marami rin tayo natututunan sa Netflix. Watch Good Doctor. Maganda. Nag-plug pa eh. No? Anyway, next is, of course, please support our monthly Zoom Moke Sekzen. This is a very important event. This is a monthly event. I enjoy your chapter secretary to please attend on this. And this is one avenue. So you can engage with the national. So kung may mga concerns directly, you can pass it through either your chapter president to your district director and onwards to your area vice president, or i-zoom mo kay SecGen through your secretary general. And next is, of course, please support. Alam naman natin na lahat tayo nahihirapan ngayon. At right now as we speak, be rest assured that you know what you give UAP, we are in austerity measures. We are doing the best possible way we can to manage it properly. This is under the Office of the National Treasurer and the Office of the National Auditor. And of course, maraming mga laudable flagship projects yung mga nakaraan nating administration. Andyan yung Get an Architect campaign at andyan yung Arkitekto Sigurado. Yan. Ibig sabihin kung may chance tayo, isama natin yan sa mga projects natin. At the end of the day, our promotion and our branding of our profession is very much important to be known to the public. Wala naman nakasulat dyan na Arkitekto Suplado, kaya, you know, ang gamitin natin yung Arkitekto Sigurado at yung Get an Architect campaign. And of course, marami pa mga projects no, that will be cascaded down to the members through your respective area, districts, and of course, your chapter leaders. There are so many projects that we can do for the organization and the profession. If I may again thank the men and women leaders of the organization for your service, diba? The service that you are rendering, even though, diba, we have challenges in our professional and personal lives. Alam natin lahat yan. Kaya nga, yung pagsama-sama lang natin dito, that's service enough. Diba? That this is a break, even though we have our personal problems at hand. Well, ang masasabi ko lang to everybody, stay negative. Diba? Stay negative, but stay positive. Diba? As always. Because no crisis or pandemic would bring architects down. Diba? We are firm, alam natin yan. We are staunch, we are resilient. And as critical thinkers, we always find a way. Let us change our mindset. Ang importante sa atin is we change our mindset. We know who we are. We know where we sit. Let architecture be known to everyone while promoting utmost respect to all professionals. And partners, of course, in the industry, di ba? In making a better country. Let's increase our brand as architects by upgrading our work ethics. And we need not to be insecure. Let's put it that way. No? Utmost respect is bestowed immediately to you. The day you get the license. Ika nga, proud moment natin yan, di ba? Kahit saan tayo pumunta, even during your meetings, and I believe you all can relate to this. Pag kayo dumating, alam niyo yung kabisera? Yung kabisera is yung upuan na nandun sa kanto. Doon pinauupo ang arkitekto because they know and people knows who we are and what we can do. And well, I join everyone. Again, increase our positivities. Diba? Ika nga, very positive. We started our meeting actually approximately, no? Personally, I started with the COF 8 a.m., then 10 a.m., nag-start na yung National Board. And until now, we are still in the National Board of Directors meeting. But ang point here is the reason why I'm saying this is because we need your support and having fun and having positive outlook on your service to UAP is something that would fire you up, something that would gas you up to really work hard for the organization. This is very selfless. Increase positivities, di ba? Pasensya na kayo, nakikita ko rito ang aking idol na si Freddy Bautista. At masasabi ko lang dito is patayuin niyo si Freddy Bautista, naka-semi-formal yan sigurado. Yan. Ang formal lang yan, yung waist up, di ba? Waist down, very informal. Huwag ka nang tatayo, Sir Freddy. My golf mate. Well, anyway, always let us be selfless for the organization, but more so, give the best to our families. Let us put God first and everything else will certainly follow. Service to UAP is fun. Have fun doing it. Keep safe, everyone. Mabuhay ang Greenbelt chapter. At congratulations and keep safe, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, NP Don, for doing the work that you do and helping our profession. And at this point, I would like to call on Architect Beverly Glory, our chapter president, to present the plaque of appreciation.
Thank you so much, Architect Jace. And to Architect Don, thank you for that wonderful message for the chapter and for all of the general membership of UAP. So, United Architects of the Philippines, Makati Greenbelt Chapter awards this Certificate of Appreciation to Architect Armando Eugene C. de Guzman III, FUAP, UAP National President for fiscal year 2021 to 2022, for his presence and attendance in the Chapter's 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies for new members and officers, with the theme Resurgence, Revival of the Arts and Evolution of the Design Spaces, awarded on September 4, 2021 via Zoom conference signed by the Chapter President and the Chapter Secretary. Thank you, Sir Don.
Okay, so yan. I hope everyone has gotten their food package na. So if you have received yours, please do comment on the chat box. And then as we have our sponsors to present their short AVPs, please enjoy your dinner over there at home. So let's have a short presentation from our generous sponsors: Pacific Boysen, Teresa Marble Corporation, Zahir Carpets and Joan Glass and Aluminum Supply.
In the stillness of the night, each person's hope to realize his dream continues to smolder even in sleep. A dream of a brighter future, a dream of a cleaner world for our children, a dream to fly high. We see you. This is our vision, that together we soar. The Filipino families' needs for their living and working environments are fast evolving. Every step you take, we are there to offer solutions. Our continuous innovation is underscored by our steadfast commitment to support you in your efforts to improve your homes and workspaces. Our facilities adhere to the highest standards in the industry. Our zero-generated wastewater program is the first of its kind in the Philippines. A closed production system for minimal dust dispersal ensures a cleaner environment. We value excellence, and our people are proof of that. We provide lead-free, low VOC and odorless products that contain innovative ingredients to improve their performance. Products with antibacterial protection technology ensure that your family is shielded from potentially harmful organisms. We feel you. We have created strong international partnerships to give you products with your convenience in mind. Like paint with Teflon surface protector technology for walls that are easy to clean. We hear you. For the rainy season, our water-based roof paint will protect you, and you can rest in the knowledge that you and your loved ones would be safe in a dry haven when the heavens pour. We understand you. We have a heat-reflective roof coating. It keeps surface temperatures cool, which brings down your energy costs. Our water-based paint provides excellent hiding. You need less, so it saves you time, effort, and money. We care for you. We are one with you in building a cleaner environment for your family. We gave the world the first air cleaning paint with crystal-active photocatalytic technology. We share the Filipino spirit of wanting a better future for our families. We celebrate your milestones with you. Whether together or apart, as long as you are aspiring for a better tomorrow, we are there at your side. And we are committed to the country's future generation. We are one with you. We support deserving students and provide them with the means for an education. Even our country's wildlife, they too need help. We support you. Across the nation and beyond, we continue to explore new horizons with cutting-edge technology providers. We tirelessly offer you the best solutions to every unique situation. In all aspects, we strive to think ahead of you, the Filipino family, and provide answers to your questions and needs on the home and workspaces that you inhabit. We are explorers in our world. We are innovators in our craft. We have been your partners since 1953, and we are committed to continue understanding and serving your needs. Because we are Boysen.
Once again, we would like to thank our sponsors for making this event possible. First, thank you to Pacific Paint, Boys and Philippines, Teresa Marble Corporation, Zahir Carpets, and Joanne Glass and Aluminum Supply. For the next part of our program, may we call on Architect Jeshel Rubrico, our chapter secretary, to introduce our next speaker.
He is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Architecture at University of Santo Tomas in 2014. Passed the Architecture and Licensure exam on January 2016. In 2014, he worked as a junior architect at Pimentel Rodriguez Simbulan and Partners until 2015. He was a curtain wall facade designer at Global Facade Tech Philippines Incorporated from 2016 to 2018. He was a facade designer coordinator at MBDI Construction Corporation from 2018 to 2019. He worked as a facade designer at Arcadia, Manila from 2019 to 2021. He specializes in facade and wall design. Also, he was our chapter director from fiscal year 2017 to 2018 and 2019 to 2020. He was our chapter vice president for programs for fiscal year 2018 to 2019. He was our chapter president for fiscal year 2020 to 2021. I would like to call on our outgoing chapter president, Architect James Matthew Gonzalez, for his valedictory speech.
Thank you, Sec Jess. To UAP National President Architect Armando Eugene de Guzman III, Guest of Honor Architect Jose Antonio Caniza, UAP National Officers, District B3 Council headed by Architect Jaime Jimenez, Chapter Board of Directors, Chapter Past Presidents, members, and guests, a pleasant evening to all. It has been a tough and challenging year not only for the chapter organization but for all of us. Because of the pandemic, there's been a sudden shift on how we do things, as we may call it the transition period, from face-to-face assemblies and seminars to online GMMs and webinars. Our theme last fiscal year, Into the Green Spectrum, recalibrating the core towards adaptability and resilience, we have invited everyone to pause, rest, and go back to our roots, to reconnect and recalibrate. Learn from the past, as this will help us move forward in achieving our goals towards adaptability and resilience. We started the fiscal year with our annual Pecha Kucha Night with the theme Yellow Brick Road, wherein we ask our members to share their most memorable experiences with the chapter. This was followed by the celebration of our 35th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies of new officers and new members with the theme Welcome to the Emerald City, as we are celebrating our 35th anniversary. Then followed by a series of webinars and GMMs, which featured our very own architects, past presidents, and members of UAP Makati Greenbelt. We had Architect Talks 13, Viewpoints and Perspectives by Architect Minette Fajardo, which dwells on the architectural experiences relating to decades of professional practice. This was followed by a panel discussion entitled Architect Talks 14, Reframing Architecture and Overcoming Adversities, with our chapter past presidents as panel rosters: Architect Richard Bautista, Architect Henry Yap, Architect Joey Rivas, Architect Lemuel Alvaro, Architect Bong Zuniga, and Architect Jojo Katipon. This was in celebration of the National Architecture Week 2020 with the theme Shifting Norms in the Practice of Architecture. Then we had our fifth installment of our annual CPD seminar entitled Gaia Perspectives and Architect Talks 15, Bahandi. a two-part lecture on Filipino and sustainable architecture, with architect Freddy Bautista as our lecturer on day one, with topics which talks about Filipino architecture relative to its various regional types. And on the second day of our event, we had our very own architect Manny Mignana and our charter president architect Mike Guerrero as they discussed the connection of nature, architecture, human body and energy in designing homes that heal, and the principles of sustainability. We also had GMMs, which were catered for our members, like our GMM number 3 entitled Chapter Consensus, and we ended our fiscal year with a very light and chill event to reconnect to our members, the Kamustahan sa Greenbelt. For our Chapter CSR program, we were able to donate more than 15,000 face shields with the support of our members, our sponsor, Captured Energy Green Solutions Inc., our partner, JCI Makati Princess Orduha Chapter, and with the assistance and coordination of the local government of Makati City headed by Councilor Ina Sarosa. It was a fruitful yet challenging year for the chapter amidst the circumstances caused by the pandemic. Our 35th year is dedicated to give back and pay homage to the chapter, our bahandi, our treasure, our home, and its members. With that, I would like to take this opportunity to thank my board of officers who were then relatively new to all these. I know from the company. So with that, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my board of officers who were then relatively new to all this. I know they were all trying their best to juggle their time between work, their personal life, and their duties here in our organization. I would also like to thank our dear past presidents who will always accommodate us and give advice and lecture, especially to the young architects. Our sponsors who have been very supportive to our chapter events, and also to all our members for participating in our monthly GMMs and seminars. Thank you. To the newly inducted chapter board of directors led by architect Beverly Glory, it has been a good start for the chapter. Now, the challenge is to take the next step, to rise up like a phoenix, emerge smarter and stronger. Again, thank you everyone and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, IPP Jed, for spearheading our previous board for the last fiscal year. And now for the uniquely Makati Greenbelt tradition, for the Greenbelt 3, pinning of the past president's pin. Oh, sorry. I think Architect Beverly is going to present IPP Jed a certificate of appreciation.
Sorry, guys. So, the United Architects of the Philippines, Makati Greenbelt Chapter, awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Architect James Matthew Gonzalez for his exemplary efforts as Chapter President for fiscal year 2020-2021. Awarded during the chapter's 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies for new members and officers held on September 4, 2021 by a Zoom conference, signed by the chapter president and the chapter. Thank you, IPP, for the very wonderful fiscal year. And for you will guide us naman this fiscal year.
Thank you, IPP Jed and CP Bev. Now for the next part, for the Greenbelt 3, pinning of past presidents in. May we call on our chapter secretary, Architect Jeshal Rugbico.
The UAP Makati Greenbelt tree. In 2014, coinciding with the upcoming 40th anniversary of the entire UAP organization, the chapter, through its president, architect Jose Francisco Catipon, and the board of directors, organized a program giving recognition to the past presidents and founding figures of the chapter. The purpose of the event is to recognize the effort and dedication of the chapter leaders from its conception to the current organization. The chapter leaders at that time focused on the three concepts that symbolize the growth of the chapter, which paved a way by commissioning one of our members, architect Jonathan Dange, to visualize through his sculpture the President's Brass Tree. The President's Brass Tree is a commemorative icon that symbolizes decades of leadership, faith, and growth for architects representing the Greenbelt chapter, inspired by the green sustainable landscape that beautifies Makati. The seeds symbolize the recognition of the succeeding line of presidents, whose contributions give value and meaning to the vision and mission of the chapter. As the seeds are planted and grow into mature trees, it aligns the goal of the organization to be an influence in the lives of people through innovations and advancements despite of uncertain times. It also reminds us to nurture and ensure the strength throughout the years, a guide to the new generation of young architects in building a society where the Filipino people will prosper as one. So may I call on our immediate past president, architect James Matthew Gonzalez, our past president Desiree Sibam, our charter president, architect Mike Guerrero, and to all our present past presidents for the pinning of rights. So by
May we
tradition,
request all our past presidents to please turn on their cameras for the photo ops. Thank you.
the pinning of the tree is usually dapat with the past presidents in presence, in physical presence. Pero since wala po tayo ngayon ganon, chapter, the current chapter president, Architect Beverly, will assist our immediate past president with the pinning. Our past presidents, please turn on your camera for the photo ops. Thank you. Thank you, Architect Beverly, and thank you, Architect James Matthew Gonzalez. Architect James, please take over.
Thank you, our past presidents, for taking part. Now for the induction rights of the officers.
Okay, so we are now, sorry, Jace. So we are now the part of our program for the induction rights. So for the induction rights of the officers, I would like to call on Architect Joey Manalad, our Secretary General, to to present our chapter officers.
Okay, good evening everyone. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat, and thank you very much for the invitation to grace your 36th founding anniversary Makati Greenbelt chapter. And I'd just like to reminisce a little bit. I was there in your event at I'm Hotel in 2017 during your 32nd founding anniversary as your guest speaker, when past President Marie Chris Camarillo was installed as the new president of your chapter. So it's nice to be back after 4 years, although in Zoom. But nevertheless, thank you for the invitation to grace your event tonight. So I'm here to present the officers of Makati Greenbelt chapter for the fiscal year 2021-2022. So let me begin by calling the immediate past chapter president, Architect James Matthew Gonzalez. Okay. Our chapter director, Architect May Ladica Santiago. Our chapter director, Architect Ronaline Cruz. Yeah, maybe I'll follow your slides so we don't get confused. No, I'll just follow your slides as we proceed. Next, our chapter director, Architect Jomar Merano. Another chapter director, Architect Deborah Claire Malyari. Another chapter director, Architect Ronaline Cruz. Chapter director, Architect Alfredo Bautista. This year's chapter auditor, Architect Jocelyn Pulo. Our chapter treasurer, Architect Bernard Paulo Polintan. Our chapter secretary, Architect Jesiel Rubrico. Our chapter vice president for operations, Architect Ted Jansen de la Cruz. Our vice president for programs and development, Architect Janid Balingbing. And of course, it's my great honor to present the new chapter president of UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter for fiscal year 2021-2022. Let us all please welcome Architect Beverly Glory. Okay, so thank you very much, and my advance congratulations to all the officers of UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter.
For the charging of our newly elected officers, I would like to call on Architect Rodelo Cristeto Mali, our Area B Vice President, and to follow the charging, the induction of our, again, respective officers to be led again by Architect Armando Eugene de Guzman, FUAP, our UAP National President.
So, salamat po. At first of all ay nagpapasalamat po ang inyong abang lingkod na kayo ay makasama ngayong gabi sa inyong pong 36th founding anniversary. At congratulations kay outgoing President Architect James Matthew Gonzalez at sa kanyang mga officers, sa mga outgoing officers. At isa pong karangalan ang magbigay ng charging para po sa ating incoming President, Architect Beverly Glory, at kasama ang mga newly elected officers. The office of which you have been elected is one of dignity and importance. In accepting this office, you undertake a responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly nor carelessly discharged. You are charged with the duties of seriously and resolutely furthering the objectives of the United Architects of the Philippines, its rated and accredited professional organization of architects. With the Constitution and bylaws and policy manual as your guide, you must be ever ready to exercise the functions of the office with which you are all entrusted. Furthermore, you are charged with governing this organization and your chapter according to the laws of democracy, under which laws every individual who wishes to speak shall be heard toward the end, that in every matter considered, the best of opinion shall prevail, should the express will of the majority and the best course of action follow. Do you accept this charge?
Yes.
Ulitin ko po, do you accept this charge?
I do.
Now you are ready to take your oath of office. May we call on our national president, NP Don. They are now ready to be inducted as chapter officers and directors of UAP Makati Greenbelt.
Okay, thank you very much, Vice President for Area B, Architect Rodel Umali. To the inductees, please raise your right hand and please repeat after me. I state your name.
I
Ted Jansen de la Cruz.
Having been elected to the position of state your position in your chapter.
Having been elected
to the position of Vice President for Operations
of the United Architects of the Philippines.
Of the
United Architects of the Philippines.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
That I will well and faithfully discharge.
that I will
that I
well and
will well
faithfully
and faithfully
discharge
discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best
to
of
the best
my
of my
ability
ability
the duties and responsibilities of my present position,
the duties and
duties and
responsibilities of my
responsibilities of
present
my present
position
position,
and all others that I may hereafter hold,
and all others that may
others
be
that I
here
may
and
hold.
in the United Architects of the Philippines,
the United
United
Architects of the
Architects of the
Philippines,
Philippines,
that I will uphold and protect
that I
that I
will
will
uphold and
uphold and
protect
protect
the Constitution and bylaws of the organization,
Constitution
the
and bylaws
Constitution
of
and
the
bylaws
organization,
of the organization,
that I will bear true faith
that I will
that I
bear
will
true
bear
faith
true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance
and
to the same,
allegiance to the same,
that I will obey and uphold
that I will obey and
obey
uphold
and uphold
the Architects Code of Ethics,
the
the
Architects
Architects
Code of
Code of
Ethics,
Ethics,
conducting myself in a manner befitting
conducting
conducting
myself in a
myself
manner
in a manner
befitting
befitting
a good and true professional,
a good and
a
true
good and true
professional,
professional,
advancing the interests of the profession
advancing the
advancing the
interests of the
interests of the
profession
profession
to which we are dedicated,
to which we are dedicated,
dedicated,
that I will obey the laws and legal orders
that I will obey the
that I will
laws
obey
and
the
legal
laws and
order
legal orders
promulgated by the duly constituted
promulgated
promulgated
by
by
the
the
duly
duly
constituted
constituted
authorities of the Philippines.
authorities of
authorities
the
of the
Philippines.
Philippines.
And I hereby declare
And I hereby
I
declare
declare
that I impose this obligation upon myself
I impose this
I impose
obligation
this
upon myself
obligation upon myself
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or
or
purpose of
purpose
evasion.
of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me
So
God.
help me God.
Congratulations, UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter officers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next next will be the induction of our
Turnover of chapter grade.
okay, sorry. So to turn over the chapter gavel from our immediate past president to our current chapter president, may we call on our, of course, our lovely IPP and of lovely CP for the turnover of the chapter gavel. We'd also like to call on Architect Jaime Hermogenes to please, our district director to please assist our turnover. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, UAP Greenbelt, Makati Greenbelt chapter. It's an honor to be joining you tonight, and congratulations to outgoing chapter president James Matthew Gonzalez and to incoming chapter president Beverly Glory. Okay, so for the turnover of the gavel, to the outgoing chapter president, please repeat after me. Madam President.
Madam President.
I now turn over to you this gavel.
I now turn over to you this gavel.
As a symbol of authority.
As a symbol of authority.
To preside over the affairs of the chapter.
Preside over the affairs of the chapter.
May you use this gavel.
May you use this gavel.
To conduct your chapter with fairness.
To conduct your chapter with fairness.
Justice and equality to all members.
Justice and equality to all members.
May the great architect in heaven guide you.
May the great architect in heaven guide you.
Good luck and carry on.
Good luck and carry on.
Okay, thank you. And to the incoming Chapter President, please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Architect Beverly Glory,
With great honor and privilege,
with great honor and privilege,
do hereby accept this gavel.
do hereby accept this gavel.
The symbol of authority shall be used to govern my chapter
The symbol of authority to be used to govern my chapter.
with fairness, justice, and equality.
With fairness, justice, and equality.
I will always preside over my chapter
I will always preside my chapter
in accordance with the framework
in accordance with the framework
of the UAP bylaws and its policy, rules, and regulations.
in the UAP bylaws, policies. Sorry, sir,
And policy, rules, and regulations.
Policies, rules, and regulations.
All right. Congratulations, CP Beverly. So as a sign of her authority, Chapter President Beverly shall strike the gavel once, and everybody will have their right hand over our left chest, and she will strike the gavel twice, and then we will put our hands down. So, Madam President, strike the gavel once, and strike the gavel twice. All right. Thank you. Congratulations. Also to the new DOD. Congrats.
All right, so we now proceed to the induction. We now proceed to the introduction of our chapter president to be done by our chapter secretary, Architect Rochelle Rubrico.
She is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Architecture at the University of Santo Tomas in 2014. Passed the Architecture and Licensure exam on January 2016, and on July 2016 passed the Master Plumber Licensure examination. She had her architectural apprentice at Prima Global Home Corporation, a design officer at Arco Group Incorporated from 2015 in 2017. Design officer at SMEDD from 2019 to present, specializes in interior fit-outs and project management. She was our chapter director for fiscal year 2018 to 2019 and our chapter treasurer for the fiscal years 2019 to 2020 and 2020 to 2021. I would like to call on our chapter president for the fiscal year 2021-2022, Architect Beverly Glory.
Thank you, Sec Jess. To our National President, Guest of Honor, UAP National Officers, District B3 Council, Chapter Board of Directors, Chapter Past Presidents, Members, Guests, and Sponsors, a pleasant evening to all. Medyo hindi ko prepared yung inaugural ko. So, short lang. Today marks another milestone for the chapter as we celebrate our 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies. Although this is a joyous occasion, I would also like to take this time to extend our thoughts and prayers to everyone affected by this pandemic. As we started the fiscal year, we hope that we are ready to return back to how we were prior to the pandemic. As expressed in our theme, Resurgence, Revival of the Arts and Evolution of the Design Spaces. We came to this theme since during that time, parang feeling namin babalik na tayo sa normal since we had our vaccines na and parang syempre parang it's a new era for the profession since ngayon meron tayong additional requirements or additional na mga pino-consider when we design spaces. So that is what we want to tackle in this year's theme. So as we move forward from this pandemic, there are many changes in how we tackle our profession. It is something new and we hope we can learn from this together. So from our guest speaker, Architect J. Caniza's talk, So how we can balance from work from home to the message from our NP Don, the programs that are lined up from the UAP, and from the message of our IPP, Jed. Yung last year, we were resting. So now we are coming back stronger. Hopefully, like the phoenix nga, we can bloom and we can soar to greater heights this fiscal year. I would also like to thank my chapter board of directors na actually, short super appreciation to them. Also to our MC, Architect Marian May Baxta, without which this event wouldn't be possible. So a very thank you. Sobrang thank you lang sa inyo. Just keeping it short na lang. So let us continue with our celebration. So I hope you enjoy yung food na napadala rin sa inyo. Sorry medyo late, pero at least dumating nyo. Better late than never. Also, to end my inaugural speech, I would also just like to share a quote that was shared to us by dear Freddie. Teamwork divides the work and multiplies the success. So I hope we can keep this at heart. To my board of directors, we will work together to make this fiscal year a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Beverly, for that speech. And we are looking forward to attending more of the programs you have in store for us this fiscal year. And now for the induction of our new members, may we call on our chapter secretary, Architect Jeshel Rubico.
For the presentation of our new members, would like to call on our 14 new inductees, or new members. Architect Lauren A. Acuitan, Architect Gerald Andal, Architect John Leo Bautista, Architect Marie Angela Carrion, Architect Keith Adrian Cruz, Architect Mary Grace Cruz, Architect Regine Joyce Deximo, Architect Crizel Joy Diaz, Architect Darlene Laurel, Architect Bianca Maris Lego, Architect Goldwyn Navarro, Architect Maria Angelica Pua, Architect Gert Rignard Parian, Architect Clara Isabel Villaruel.
For the charging of the new members, may we once again call on Architect Jaime.
Okay,
and
good evening.
Architect Beverly.
Evening again. Okay, so to the new members, welcome to UAP Makati UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter. No? So, okay, sandali lang. Okay, so to the new members, this organization which you have entered into is one of dignity, importance, and service to the community. In accepting the membership, you undertake a responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly nor carelessly discharged. You are hereby charged with the duties of seriously and resolutely furthering the objectives of the United Architects of the Philippines, the integrated and accredited professional organization of architects. With the Constitution and bylaws, together with the applicable policy manuals as your guide, You must be ever ready to exercise the duties and responsibilities of being a regular UAP member. Furthermore, you are charged with actively supporting your chapter programs according to the laws rooted on democracy, under which laws every individual who wishes to speak shall be heard. Toward the end, that in every matter considered, the best option shall prevail through the expressed will of the majority, and the best course of action must take place. To the inductees, do you accept this charge? Wala yatang sagot.
Yes.
Ayun. Okay, isa pa. To the inductees, do you accept this charge?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Ayan. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yun. All right, malinaw. Now you are ready to be inducted as regular members of the United Architects of the Philippines. Madam Chapter President, they are now ready to be inducted to the United Architects of the Philippines, Makati Greenbelt Chapter.
Hello, new members. Please raise your right hand. So I state your name.
I, Maria Angelica Pua.
Having been accepted as a member of the State Your Chapter.
Having been accepted as a member of United Architects Philippines, Makati Greenbelt Chapter.
Of the United Architects of the Philippines.
The United Architects of the Philippines.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
To abide in all honesty and integrity.
To abide in all honesty and integrity.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
The duties and responsibilities of being a regular member.
The duties and responsibilities of being a regular member.
And all others that I may hereafter hold.
And all others that I may hereafter hold.
In the United Architects of the Philippines.
The United Architects of the Philippines.
That I will uphold and protect the Constitution and bylaws of the organization.
That I will uphold and protect the Constitution and bylaws of the organization.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will obey and uphold the Architect's Code of Ethics.
That I will obey and uphold the Architect's Code of Ethics.
Conducting myself in a manner befitting of a good and true professional.
Conducting myself in a manner befitting a good and true professional.
Advancing the interests of the profession.
Advancing the interests of the profession.
To which we are dedicated.
To which we are dedicated.
That I will obey the laws and legal orders promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Philippines.
That I will obey the laws and legal orders promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Philippines.
And I hereby declare.
And I hereby declare.
That I impose this obligation upon myself without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
That I impose this obligation upon myself without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help
me God.
Congratulations to the new inductees of Makati Greenbelt Chapter. And welcome to Makati Greenbelt.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, just a quick photo ops for our new members. For the pinning rights of our new members, so usually sa face-to-face events natin, this is usually done by a loved one or by the chapter officers. Pero since we are online, so please do pin the UAP pins na lang, which is included in your kit, supposedly. Please pin it on your self, char. So please pin it to yourself, actually. Anyway, congratulations to our new members again. So a round of applause for everyone. Round of applause muna guys. Habang may yay! Okay. Thank you, thank you. So anyways, so I think that's the formal part of that's the end of that's the kind of end of the formal program. So the next part of our program is the past president's message. So ito yung mga messages ng ating mga past presidents over the years. So we are now in our 36th year. So by history, we should have at least 36 past presidents. So this is 35 past presidents. So this is a montage of their messages for the chapter and also, of course, for the members. So let's have a look.
Good evening, everyone, members, officers, and the board. I wish to congratulate both the outgoing and incoming set of officers, as well as the new and active members of the chapter for this 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies. I still recall back in 2009 when architect Joey Rivas called me up to requesting if we can revive the chapter with other members. I made a remarkable yes response, and that was the time the Makati Greenbelt chapter was jump-started. From a core group of 12, the attendance slowly grew and new members and young officers came to support the chapter. We had rebirth pains and had to overcome the challenges, but of course bore fruit to this day, and just by looking how we are today, we do see enthusiasm and excitement amongst the new generation of officers and members. For everyone on this chapter, let's carry on support and be active so we can continue the legacy of the founding members of this chapter. Mabuhay to the UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter. Thank you.
In 1985, the UAP District 8, which was the precursor of UAP District B3, decided to put up a new chapter in the Makati area, and thus was the birth of UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter. I am humbled by destiny that I have become the charter president, and at the time, all of us, those in the beginnings, were idealistic, young, and energetic. Today, we are still idealistic, but not young and energetic anymore. Today, we celebrate the 36th anniversary of our beloved chapter, and this has been made possible by the dedicated officers and members throughout the all years of these 36 years. And I'd like to say kudos, my congratulations to the new board, and kudos to the UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter.
Good evening, chapter mates, to the officers. Congratulations. We are celebrating 36 years as a chapter. For the founders, congratulations for your effort. most especially for those who have continued supporting the chapter. Thank you.
Good evening, my fellow Greenbelt chapter members. Beverly has asked me to say a few words as a past president and a charter member of the Greenbelt chapter. And I'm not going to speak about technical stuff. What I'm going to talk about is learnings that I have had under the COVID sky. The pandemic has taught me three things. Number one, the scarcity of reflection previously, and the many more opportunities today of reflection. Number two, a deeper view of my understanding of happiness. And number three, the importance of the spiritual life. Number one, the importance of reflection. There is a saying that silence is the beginning of wisdom, and away from the static of the daily commute, the noise of the site, the marketing talk of the people in construction, this situation has made me think about what is really important for me as I wake up each morning, still breathing. My most meaningful reflection: God has not promised tomorrow to anyone, not to me, nor to anyone. Every day is a gift. That means that I need a grateful attitude towards everyone and for everything. Life does not owe me anything. They say the biggest room in the world is a room for improvement, and I see this as the one big room that I have to work on. And this for me translates to working on my attitude and my character. Decisions to better my character is not enough. It also requires the right attitude to bring it to reality. It is never easy. Just as we all know, when we work translating our blueprints to concrete, steel, and glass, this is never easy. It has its attendant problems, but we work to make it the best building that we can. It is a path that will make me understand better how to be happy. Number two, a deeper understanding of what happiness really is. I have to receive from life, especially today, both the good and the bad, the successes and the failures. What I have seen is that it is key to see difficulties in a positive light, to integrate pleasant and less pleasant work into the whole of my existence. I have to foster a profoundly positive worldview in which shadows can fall, but that the shadows will not darken everything. After all, chiaroscuro is beautiful, as we have always learned in art. And I always have to remember that happiness is built, not something I have a right to expect or demand from life. And the third item that I have learned is that I do not live for this world alone. As we speak, I have a friend who has contracted COVID and is in a 50-50 condition. His O2 level is at 50%, and he is under assisted respiratory device. He has dreams, and I share the same dreams too. But it has made me understand that living our life here is just a school. Some graduate at high school, others at college with a good degree, others still with an MA or an MS, still others with a PhD or a postdoc. But it is only a school that prepares us for the real life, that step into eternity. Well, may you, my fellow Greenbelt chapter members, continue to grow as we clear and chart the path for our future members. I request that we all be ready to share both our technical largesse and our deep reflections, as well as our dreams. Let's have a great celebration.
Greetings to the members and officers of the UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter. Congratulations, we have reached 36 years successfully. Kudos to all the past officers and looking forward to the next generation in fulfilling the objectives of our chapter. Pleasant evening to everyone. Thank you.
Good day to all. Please allow me to greet UAP Greenbelt Chapter President Architect Beverly Glory.
her team of officers and members a very happy 36th anniversary. I was surprised that she tracked me down to request for this message since it has been decades since I was likewise serving as president of the same chapter sometime in the early 90s. I have since moved to Diliman chapter for convenience. Many things have changed since that period. Women are more visibly active and have leadership and executive roles in UAP. Technology has made it more easy to produce drawings with AutoCAD, SketchUp, Photoshop etc. and compute areas and structural loads unlike before. Meetings, seminars, even national conventions are now virtual because of the limitations brought about by the pandemic. There are many uncertainties like when travel will resume and when we can meet face-to-face safely. Nonetheless, despite all these factors, life goes on and each one makes the most of the time spent working from home, studying online, or reassessing what they want to do in life. Use the downtime wisely, collaborate within the chapter, network with other chapters and learn from one another. Also think of the less privileged in society and in the profession and find ways to help and be of service. Architecture goes beyond design and building a career. It also involves reaching out to communities. For whatever reasons you became architects, find ways to equip yourselves to be in touch with the times and be flexible to adjust to the needs of the profession. But always remember to stay safe and healthy, explore new opportunities and keep your dreams alive.
Dear colleagues, today, as we celebrate our chapter's 36th anniversary, we thank our founders, officers, and members who remained steadfast through the years. 33 years ago, I, like many of you, joined this chapter. We were enthusiastic, met often, eager to learn and share. 2 decades after that, past President Mike and Joey asked my help to lead this chapter. At the time, many of our members were inactive, and we had just come from a global and financial crisis. I had difficulty organizing activities. I recall most interactions were mostly annual general and chapter membership renewals. Today, we face another global pandemic. Luckily, digital technology is far advanced. Social media has allowed us to meet, albeit online. Having recently retired, I have more time to share with you my learnings and experience. But more are the wealth of knowledge if you add all our members' collective experiences and expertise. I believe that this can help contribute to see a resurgence appropriately this year's anniversary theme. Happy anniversary UAP Greenbelt chapter and more power to all.
Happy 36th founding anniversary to UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter. Welcome to the new members and congratulations to the incoming officers. We are still in a pandemic, and I understand the uncertainties that come with it. Nevertheless, I encourage everyone, especially the new architects, to focus on what we can change. Let us take this time to understand ourselves more as designers so that we may, as early as now, identify our principles as professionals. Together with the UAP Standards of Professional Practice and Code of Ethics, our principles will shape our practice. According to Neil Donald Walsh, every act is an act of self-definition. Our daily decisions and actions announce who we are, both in practice and our personal lives. I encourage everyone to reflect on this as we prepare for the unknown so that we won't be easily shaken by the bigger changes we will face.
Happy 36th founding anniversary to UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the immediate past Board of Directors headed by Architect James Matthew Gonzalez. To the new Board of Officers led by Architect Beverly Glory, I wish you good luck and success in your future events. To the new members who will be inducted tonight, welcome to UAP Makati Greenbelt chapter.
Pleasant day to all of you, fellow architects and colleagues in UAP Makati Greenbelt. Way back in 1985 when we started, It was also an era when the Philippine economy is down. Architects are trying to reinvent themselves and adapt to the changes happening due to the political turmoil. We were in the same age probably with most of you right now, young members. I'm thinking actually of three R's. The first R is resurgence. Resurgence will produce designs that are multi-use, but not confused. Each space will still be focused and clear in its purpose. The second R is the revival of arts or renaissance of arts. It will resonate a new ethos in our living environment. Spaces will have a new paradigm in refining, redefining, enhancing, and adapting. And this pandemic has demonstrated so clearly the importance of those principles, not only in architecture, but in all aspects of life. The last R is revolution. Revolution will give a new rise to a thoughtful design, mindful of our human anthropological dimension that will be more robust, sustaining, and regenerative as we are crossing the Rubicon of defeating this pandemic. Again, I would like to congratulate the new chapter president, Beverly, and the board of officers and the entire membership in the celebration of our 36th founding anniversary. Again, congratulations to everyone.
Good evening, and thank you, Architect Beverly Glory, for the invitation. Right after passing the board exams, I became one of the charter members of the UAP Makati Greenbelt, led by our then president, Architect Mike Guerrero. And now you are 36 years old. As cliche as it may sound, it does feel as if it was just yesterday. Here's wishing you more years ahead of anniversaries and celebrations. Congratulations.
Okay, so again, to our past presidents who are in attendance tonight and who saw their faces, who saw their own videos, thank you very much for the support all throughout the years. Thank you for making the Makati Greenbelt chapter as strong as it can be and as lovely as it is now. So we hopefully yeah, as part on behalf of the current board of officers, we are really we are genuinely thankful for the support of our past presidents, especially because you are very active in our programs and events. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So anyways, we would also like to recognize and give acknowledgement to some of our other members who have been an active part as well of our last fiscal year especially. So we would like to present recognition and special awards to the following people. So United Architects of the Philippines Makati Greenbelt Chapter awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Architect Marie Cris Lu Camarillo, Architect Jose Francisco Catipon, Architect Henry Yap, Architect Miguel Guerrero III, and Architect Jose Francisco Rivas for actively participating in the events of the chapter during the fiscal year 2020 to 2021, having attended at least 5 events. So that's 5 out of 7 events of the last fiscal year. Awarded during the 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies held on September 4, 2021 via Zoom conference, signed by Chapter President Architect Beverly Glory and Chapter Secretary Architect Josiel Rodrigo. So sa mga na-appreciate sa mga nabigyan po ng Certificate of Appreciation, actually may small token po kayo from Makati Greenbelt chapter. So I hope you receive them as well, as kasi part po siya ng mga pinadala namin na kits and food as well. So we have a small token, yung mga succulents po. So I hope you did receive them. Hindi ko alam kung nakikita ko. Anyway, so thank you po for attending at least 5 events. And then we would also like to give appreciation to the members who attended at least 4 events naman last fiscal year. So that includes our my partner MC, Architect Jose Ipes de Jesus, and Architect Charmaine Triumphante, Architect Rosana Chen. So thank you again for being active members of our chapter last fiscal year, especially even though it's a pandemic. And as you notice sa mga nabigyan po natin ng Certificate of Appreciation, again, very a big thank you to our past presidents who are very and much actively participating. Past presidents natin si Architect Maricris Luca Marillo, Architect Jose Francisco Catipon, Architect Henry Yap, and Architect Miguel Guerrero, and also Architect Jose Francisco Rivas. So lahat po sila ay past presidents, and again, a round of applause for this very supportive past presidents. So thank you. So yeah, that's the, all right. Okay, so also to give acknowledgement to our generous sponsors who, as you can see, sa camera natin, nakabalandra na ang ating mga items ready to be given to me. Ready to be given, of course, to the lucky winners for tonight. So our sponsors, we would like to present the Certificate of Appreciation to, of course, Boys and Pacific Paints for being a grand sponsor of our chapter's 36th founding anniversary and induction ceremonies for new members and officers with the theme Resurgence, Revival of the Arts and Evolution of the Design Spaces, awarded this September 4, 2021 via Zoom conference, signed by Chapter President, Architect Beverly Glory, and Chapter Secretary, Architect Joshiel Rodrigo. Also, an appreciation to Teresa Marble Corporation for being a major sponsor, and also to Zahir Carpets for being a minor sponsor, and also to Joan Glass Steel and Aluminum Contractor for being a minor sponsor. So thank you po sa mga generous sponsors natin, and thank you for also supporting our chapters in our endeavor. So thank you for funding. Thank you for giving us funds to hold events like this. So thank you very much. So ayun po, that I think babay na po kasi amin na po ito lahat. May toka na po yung mga ano. Architect J. Sir Ives. J. Sir, calling from Pampanga.
Yes, Architect Max.
Yan. I miss you, Jace. Ay, wala
Pwede
lang.
na bang,
Pwede
na bang manalo ng raffle prizes?
So, tapos na tayo po sa formal part of the event. Ito lang naman po talaga ang lagi kong inaantay pag mag-MC ako.
Yung parang,
So, totoo lang po, sobrang pigil na pigil po yung energy ko. So, ito lang po, inihintay ko talaga, yung raffle prizes natin. Itong informal part ng ating events. So, sa usual po natin ng mga program, so this is the fellowship part wherein we mingle with each other, ganyan, with drinks in our hand, as sa keynote speech kanina ni Architect J. So again, flashed on your screens are our raffle prizes to be given away tonight. So I think, hindi ko alam kung na-promote well enough ang ating raffle prizes, pero I know may mga chapter members dyan na nag-register para sa mga raffle. So we have 2 chapter shirts and care of Boysen. We have 3 coffee makers, 2 air purifiers, and of course our grand prize for tonight, a Skyworth Android TV. So technology talaga tayo dito. Architect Jace, ready ka na manalo?
yes.
Yes.
May lalagyan ng yung TV dito.
Ay, wow! Ano ka na, nakapag...
Pinagawan ko na ng ano.
Mundo pa ano yan, mag-aagawan pa tayo. Ako din nakapagpagawa na ako ng TV. ng TV? Nakapagpagawa na ako ng TV cabinet. Ito na mga ito. Ayun. So, sana manala tayo. Prayers. So, usually din, sa tradition talaga natin before ng every founding anniversary, lagi tayong merong pa-awards like best dress, ganyan. Pero syempre, oo, kasi alam ko yung mga nandyan sa harap ng screen, yun nga, top up lang yan. ang mga bihis niya, mga postura niyan, lang, blouse lang, ganyan, alam natin yan. Anyway, so, bukod doon, yan, meron tayong raffle items for today. So, paano ba natin ito gagawin? Sige. So, meron daw tayong ruleta ng tadhana. So, nagawa na natin ito before sa ibang events natin. So, may ruleta ng tadhana to be, sino magmamando? Si Jace. Oh, okay. Ikaw pala naman, partner.
Ready na ba? Mag-share screen mga ako.
Ay, hindi pwedeng puro pangalan mo lang, ha? Lagyan
Actually,
mo ng pangalan
75.
ko. Lagyan mo ng pangalan ko.
Puro pangalan.
Maswerte. So, ayan, ang ganda ng pagkakaayos pala nila sa screen. So, kitang-kita ang ating Boysan logo. Meron tayong 3 coffee makers, 2 air purifiers. Okay na ako sa coffee maker. Pero hindi, claim natin TV. Pero yung shipping po, syempre shouldered by the member. Ayan, so nakikita niyo po flashed on your screens. Yan po ang listahan ng ating mga attendees for tonight. So in fairness, ang dami pala natin. We have 55 entries. So yeah, 55 members in attendance tonight. So round of applause to you guys. So dahil umattend kayo, you have a chance to win these awesome prizes. Architect Jace.
Ano yung first prize na mapapanalo na?
Ang first prize natin ipamimigay is yung chapter shirt. Pero ito pala ang catch niyan. Dapat, kapag natawag ang pangalan mo, dapat nandyan ka ha, dapat mag-present ka. That's sasayaw on screen. Okay lang ba yun, guys? Pag hindi ka sumayaw, si Architect Jay na masayaw. For you.
Ano to?
Dahil nandiyan
wala sa usapan niya.
Hindi, wala.
Okay. Ready na ba? Ready na ba?
Ready na. Pero yun, dapat in attendance ang ating mananalo. Okay? If hindi nyo po, magka-countdown lang po kami up to, 8. Up to 36 po. Hindi, joke lang. Magka-countdown lang po kami ng 5. And then if hindi nyo po na-claim, yun po. Hindi, pasensya na po. Pero wave po sa inyo at we'll give the slot for others to win. So, Architect Jace, are we ready?
Yes, I think so.
Born ready. Okay. So, sige.
For the first prize, chapter shirt?
Yes, chapter shirt it is. So, pag po nanalo, pag nanalo na kayo ng isang item, syempre automatically removed ang name.
Congratulations,
Architect. Congratulations, Architect Samantha K. Licolisay. Licolisay. Nandiyan ka ba, Architect Samantha? Galawin ang baso. In 5, 4,
i-comment na lang po ng mine.
3. Mine lang po sa mine na lang po sa mga nanonood.
Ayan, nag-raise hand siya.
Ayun, nag-raise hand. This raffle po pala is monitored by DTI, by our DTI representative, MM and Char. So, Architect Samantha, congratulations. Nanalo ka ng chapter shirt. Lagi mo na siya susuotin pag chapter events na.
Thank you po. Sorry, hindi naka-unmute kanina. Yeah, thank you.
Lang. Thank you, Architect Samantha. Okay, so next item.
Another chapter shirt.
Yes, another chapter shirt. So sa mga mananalo po pala for tonight, please message our chapter secretary to claim your prize. Congratulations to
Architect Jojo,
Oh, Architect Jojo Katipon. Grabe naman talaga, Sir Jojo. Parang lagi na lang. Sir Jojo, are you here? Can you like move the baso? Wow. Can you like move the baso po? In 5, 4. O, DTI representatives, yung monitor nyo. 3, 2.
Nandyan siya.
Ayan, Sir Jojo.
Here.
Congratulations, sir. Lagi kang maswerte talaga sa raffle. Pero bakit ganun? Laging minor prize ka. Di na daw kasi kailangan ni Sir Jojo. No, sir?
Yes.
Yes daw. Silence. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sir
Sir
Jojo.
Jojo.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Next.
Okay, next item. So we're moving on to a higher, upgrade tayo. So our next prize to be given away is a Hanabishi coffee maker. It makes 10 to 12 cups. It's from Boysen. So, Architect Jace, ikutin mo na ulit.
Winning one of the 3 coffee makers is...
Dun, 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 dun. Sino na naman kaya ang mananalo? Okay na ako talaga dito sa coffee maker. Okay na ako dito.
Congratulations,
Oh
Prissy.
my God! Congratulations to our inductee, Architect Crizel Joy Reyes. Wave na to ng Crizel. Wave na.
Hello.
Ay, ano ba yan? Bakit ba't kanina naka-mute ka? Nag-i-induct pa. Tapos ngayon nagpapaano ka, Char.
Busy ako.
May mga sumisigaw dito, wave daw. Thank you, Char. Congratulations, Crizel. So, pakikuha na lang dito sa dosis. Pakikuha na lang dito sa dosis yung prize.
Ready for pickup na.
Kukunin ko kay Bebo.
Dapat mag-pick mo siya before 10. Char. Congratulations. So, pa-message na lang ang ating chapter secretary. Thank you. Congratulations. Next item. Same. Coffee maker. Hanabishi coffee maker. Yes. Yes, Architect Jace. Ang maswerteng nanalo ay...
Ay, nako, Jert.
Hay nako! Nag-usap pa kayong dalawa. Inductee rin po ang ating sunod na nanalo, Architect Jert Renard Parian. So, congratulations. Team Cavite ito.
Yes.
Sabi ng Jert, sabi ng Civic, wave na daw. Iba daw yung mga premyo niya sa'yo. Actually, paparaffle din namin yung iba naming single na officers. Charot!
Yun pala yung pa-premyo.
Kuhain mo na rin dito sa Handusin. Sabay na kayo ni Crizel. Congratulations, Jert! And sabi ko sa'yo, dapat matagal ka na nag-join ng chapter. Ay, ngayon ka lang pala na-induct. Galing-galing talaga.
Ang last coffee maker.
Yes, last coffee maker to be given away. Marian Baksa. Sino ang mananalo? Oh my gosh. Yan na. May hinto na po ruleta.
Architect.
Oh, Architect.
Magyari.
Wave, Char. BOD po yan. Joke. Hindi, congratulations. Architect. Ano ba yan? Siyempre, BOD po wala ba yan? Congratulations, Architect Debbie.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Wait lang, Jay.
For the next prize.
Wait lang, Jay. Time out.
Ay, sorry.
Hindi pwede. Char, hindi pwede to. Hindi pa ako nananalo. Hindi, charot. So, sa lahat ng mga mananalo for tonight, please message our chapter secretary. Tapos, tapusin na natin to. So, ilan na tayo? 50 entries, 50 names na mananalo for tonight. So, ang next natin na prize to be given away is an air purifier. Kailangan natin yan this pandemic, ganyan. So, sino kaya ang sunod na mananalo? Architect Chase. Ready? Marian Baksa. Then, sino? Wow! Congratulations! Inductee ito, no? Si Architect Clara. Congratulations! So ito talagang tinatawag dito beginner's luck. Ito na
Pag
yun.
lang tayo, hindi naman tayo nanalo.
Oo, sa mga next na raffle, automatic eliminated pangalan. Congratulations, Architect Clara Villaruel! Ay nga pala guys, sa mga nakatanggap na ng kits natin from the chapter na pinaghirapan namin i-deliver ngayon guys. So, appreciate us. Sure. Nangingin na appreciation. Pero, because sabihin yan, message kayo guys sa sa chat natin para malaman namin kung na-receive ba, nakarating ba sa inyo ng maayos ang ating food and kits. Tapos yung mga inductees, so kasama dapat sa kits ninyo yung pin and yung folder. So pag meron pong hindi nakatanggap ng pin and folder ninyo, pa-message na lang din po ang chapter secretary. Ayun. So, yun po. Next item natin. Tapos na. Next item natin.
Another air purifier?
Hindi, Jace. Wala na tayo papanjo. Next. Air purifier. Yes. Correct. Anong brand ng ating air purifier? Sisili.
Ano ba yan?
Anong brand daw?
Parang wave yan. Parang mag-wave.
Ay, ano ba naman yan? Wave daw. Ano ba naman? Gusto ay bumubulong sa akin. Sabi niya, wave yan. Ay, wow! Perks ng Ayan, sasayaw po para i-clear. Wala pa pong inom yan, ang lagay na yan. So, congratulations, Architect James. Talaga namang may pa-gift pa ang chapter sa ating outgoing chapter president. Ang doyo. Congratulations! Okay, tama na. Pagod na ka.
Ito na.
Parang wala namang inaano sa chart. Next.
Grand prize.
Parang ayoko, chart. Jace, ready ka na ba?
Game na ba?
Game na ba daw tayo, guys? Ay, hindi daw. Hindi kami ready mag-let go. Gagamitin mo na siya namin dito sa venue. Chart. Sige na nga, let's go. Let's go, Architect Jace. For the Skyward Android TV with a Google Assistant, AI TV, 43 inches, guys. And the winner is, oh my God! Oh! Another inductee, tama ba? Ay, hindi pala. Sorry. So, ayoko, di ako ready mag-let go. Architect Kevin Capulso, are you there? 5, 4, 3, nandyan?
Ayun, nag-raise siya ng hand.
Yay! Congratulations! So this is verified by our DTI representatives. Shout out. Congratulations, Architect Kevin! Say hi to the camera. Say hi to the
Thank you po. Tumataga po kayo ng TikTok?
Ano yun? Ay, ano pa yan? Sige, pwede. Tapos i-post natin yan sa Instagram ng ating chapter. Ang pwedeng kanta lang, magpili ka lang WAP or WAP or Halukay Ube. Yun lang. Pili ka na lang. Congratulations sa swerte mo naman. Huwag mo na lang dito sa Tusit. Bye-bye.
Thank you po.
Anyway, so yun. Congratulations. Okay, tama na. Nakakawala ng energy. Joke lang. Congratulations sa
nakawala ng gana. Parang ayoko na mag-MC.
Hindi na ulit. Never again. Inalipin lang tayo. Congratulations. Also to Architect Jace, congratulations dahil napakagaling mong MC, partner. And of course, ating mga chapter officers, congratulations for a successful event. So, yeah, I guess that's it. That's a wrap for tonight. So,
finally.
Yo.
Wait. I think for our closing ceremonies,
Yes.
Architect Beverly Glory has some parting words for us.
So congratulations to all our winners for the raffle prizes, and also to uh the ones we will give the certificate of appreciation to. Thank you for supporting our chapter's events last fiscal year. So I hope you will continue to support this fiscal year, di ba? Para next year, may ano rin kayo, may awards din kayo. Sana I hope na uh, maging successful din tong fiscal year natin, along with syempre with the help of all our new inductees, all our past presidents and everyone. So with that, I will call this 36 founding anniversary and induction ceremonies to a close. Photo ops lang
So
din po
before
muna tayo.
everyone,
Yes.
May we request everyone to please turn on their cameras one last time for the
And yung
photo
mga
op.
nandito sa venue, punta tayo sa harap to show our faces also. Thank you so much po to everyone. Wag mo na kayo mag-i. Yan nyo naman po kami dito. Hindi namin nakikita eh. Days, Ted.
Ako na lang magte-take. I think we have 3 shots. 3 shots po everyone. Tapos yung ibang naka-close pa po yung cam, pa-turn on na lang po para makasama dun sa photo ops natin. Sige, kunin ko na po yung first shot. At a count of 3. 1, 2, 3, smile! Okay, wait lang po. Okay, for the second shot. Ready? At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, smile! Okay, saglit lang po ulit. Okay, for the last shot, everyone. 1, 2, 3, smile! Okay, thank you po.
Thank you, Architect Ted. Pero sana may nagsasabi sa amin mo kasama. Kasi na pala yung post namin. Congratulations. Thank you po for attending. And have a good night, everyone. Congratulations sa mga new members. Bye!
Thank you guys. Keep safe po. And just message us yung mga hindi pa po naka-receive sa kits when we'll deliver.
Next year.
Papaano na lang din na. Papadala. And also for yung sa attendance po, don't forget to respond. We'll also just email Like, kung hindi niya pa po nasagutan. Thank you, Kitty po.
Anyone can do it. Sing oh eh, oh. Show the world you got that fire. Feel the rhythm getting louder. Show the room what you can do. Prove to them you got the moves. Hey, I don't know about you, but I feel better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. I'm better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. And we can
Hey,
do it
Angela!
together. I bet you feel better when
Rizel Jert, hi. Shout out kay Gerald Antal na ano, sobrang kinulit ko. Thank you po, NBT, to NT, to SG, to NEP, to LFBBT, and to NC. Thank you po. Past president natin, thank you ulit. To the past presidents, thank you. Keep safe po. Keep safe, everyone. Good night. Thank you, Architect Jace. Thank you, Jace. You guys are the best.
Thank you, guys.
More events to come.
Congratulations, Beth.
Ano to? Fellowship na, Char. Inom na.
May painuman ba?
Ano, virtual lang, inuman. Punta ka dito ako. Cheers! Cheers! For NBC International Teaching Council. Thank you for attending. Thank you po, Didi. Didi. The Alabang City, Alabang Paranaque. Down to 25 participants spending for mag-graduate. Good luck, guys. Good luck. Thank you, everyone. Thank you po, Sir Freddy, yung isa sa mga madalas tawagin kanina. Tsaka si Ted, yung madalas tawagin. Please remember those names po. Freddy Bautista and Ted De La Cruz.
Bawal po mag-name drop.
Late night na parang nakailang ulit tayo sa mga pangalan niyo today. Sayaw mo na, Joe! Chaya na. Ready ka na yun. Hindi ko makakapagpa. Mag-mute pa din kami. Uy! Ayaw daw. Kayo talaga.
Yes.
Gusto yata makisali ni Sir Freddy sa ating
Pipi Des, are you there?
Pwede na po.
yes, Anniv pa.
Yes. Pwede na kayong mag-unmute, guys.
Yun.
Architect Freddy, isunod, Char.
Ayaw pasalitain.
Congrats!
Congratulations, everybody.
Maglalabanan na po kayo ni Ted next year.
Kaya ni Ted yan.
Go, sir. So, Architect Marian po talaga.
Congratulations, guys. Well done, well done.
Pipi Des, ako mo yung flower mo.
Ay, oo. Tapos hindi na pakita.
Oo, sayang. Ngayon mo na ipakita.
Yes! Des! Miss na kita, Des! Tagal na natin hindi nakikita. Mamsi!
Oh my gosh, guys, sa ganito. Sana nakikita rin natin. Sana may pa-project na sila dito.
Kami!
Ang ganda ni IPP Jed.
Sa orahan. Kilabog pa talaga kami, course.
Pwede ba i-flash yung picture niya kanina?
Ganda ng picture niya. Say hi, hi. Ay, nakataligod. Sabi nakataligod ako sa camera.
Ganda.
Sino pa mga andyan? Andyan pa si Sir Don. Hi, Sir Don. Ayan, andyan pa. May inom pa kayong pink moscato? Check. Papadala na po. Guys, nakatanggap pa kayong food. Let me see in the chat box. Wow! Nakasuhaan. See? Pipi Marie.
Hindi ako nakatanggap ng food. Hindi kayo umabot sa bundok.
Paano na lang namin? JNT Express.
Papa-Gcash na lang.
Ay, wala na. Thank you na lang. Oo, kaso patis na okay lang yun.
Thank you po
Okay
sa
lang, Jace.
Thank you po sa mga past presidents po.
Natikman ko sa bangko.
Hindi, recording mo na.
Thank you, Pipi Char.